Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Ha. I am an entrepreneur originally from Vietnam and currently living in Los Angeles. And today's video is financial hardships coming from a wealthy family in Vietnam. So when I came to the US, there were so many financial difficulties that my family was going through that time, and I felt really ashamed, and I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. I felt that I had two lives. Like the life I had on social media, it was just I was just trying to keep appearing rich and wealthy because I was really scared that people would find out that, my parents were going through some financial hardships, and behind the scenes reality, just the reality wasn't matching up with the way that I presented myself to the world and on social media, and that caused a lot of distress and unhappiness. And I just feel that now that I'm in America, and I learned that I internalized a value system that didn't make me happy, and I'm endeavoring to adopt a new set of values that are true to who I am, and I'm just trying to relinquish the old ones. So yeah, everyone, I feel like in Vietnam, we all have, good and bad days, and same with money. There are some days where, times are great, and there's still times where it's quite stressful with money, and that's not really talked about a lot in Vietnamese culture. I just knew that growing up that anytime I was struggling, if my family was struggling something financially, that it wasn't proper or the right thing to do to kind of talk to people, my friends, about it, or just say it in public. It wasn't culturally appropriate. And so I just want to tell you that if you're watching this and you're from Vietnam, you shouldn't be ashamed of having financial difficulties, or you're kind of going through it right now. It's okay, it's normal. I think because in Asian culture, especially Vietnamese, we don't talk about the kind of the unhappy times, or the negative, the stressful times. It doesn't mean that it's not reality, because I think just growing up, what I've learned is that we always talk about the good times where we're successful and we're making good money and we're dressed well and stuff like that, but we don't talk about the days where it's oh, there's financial difficulties, you can't afford college, you are struggling with, you quit your job. Those are the real issue. That's real life. And I'm learning that the more that we can discuss these reality, the things that are happening that aren't so glamorous, the more we can have an open dialogue and just have not so much distress because we're trying to keep up with appearances. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you about today, about financial hardships coming from a wealthy family in Vietnam. And I also feel that because I grew up and my parents are successful back home, I felt that I had to portray myself in that light. I felt like I didn't have I couldn't speak up about my hardships because they weren't difficult enough, or to talk about. I felt like I wasn't allowed to speak up about those things. But yeah, I mean, when I came to the US during that time, when I went to Sarah Lawrence College and I dropped out of New York, it wasn't because the school wasn't the right fit. It was just because we were going through some tough financial times, and I had to kind of withdraw from school and then start all over at community college up in the Bay Area. So yeah, I feel kind of happy that I've been able to, I've done the inner work, and I'm continuing to do the inner work, and I'm happy to be transparent and discuss this with all of you. And yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you. Bye.